In a cosmic sort of way, yes.
Well, Mr. Funny Man, is this how you get your sick kicks?
What? It's just an ordinary crabby... Oh, my goodness! Squidward!
Colossal Kiwi was one of the big content creators in the Dying Light community, so of course he would be the one who left the biggest impact when he left. Colossal Kiwi would upload a ton of not just Dying Light related stuff, but just Techland in general stuff. So before Dying Light came out, he would do Dead Island. And then when Dying Light came out, he wouldn't just stick to one thing, he would actually do multiple, whether it be PvE or PvP related things.
Continues earthing thread.
I got impaled! And his videos have a nice little charm to them, you know, some type of personality that he would have behind his channel. So it wasn't all just stale. Colossal Kiwi was Colossal Kiwi. And he was so interactive in the community to the point where he has his own outfit. Also, right now, as I'm just editing this video, I've realized that he unlisted his quitting video, but he still hasn't uploaded in ages. Well, actually it's been 8 months. Who am I to talk? It's been like 9 months while I'm recording this video for my channel, okay? So I can't say shit. But could this hint that he is gonna come back? Maybe. I don't know. If he does, then this part including him is fucked, I guess. Fear was a Dying Light PvP player. After some time though, he transitioned from PvP to modding. And mod he fucking did, because the two biggest projects he ever worked on were the DLR patches and the Night Running mod. The DLR patches, which DLR stands for Dying Light Rebuild, it was made to specifically balance Dying Light's horrendous ass motherfucking PvP game mode. And he's been working on those patches for 2 years.
It's been 2 years, Dad.
Not only that, but he also made it very easy for the developers to implement it into the game. All they had to do was just drag and drop it into the files. And even then with that, they still managed to somehow fuck it up one time. In the end though, we got the bad ending because not all of the updates he made it into the game. Dying Light 1 stopped getting support before they could add all of it. So now it's just stuck in this shitty state that has a little bit of balancing into it, but not everything that would have made it amazing. Fear's other project though, Night Runner, has a lot more effort into it. It overhauls the entire game from DLCs to the main quest and just everything in between. I made a whole separate video about it, so go watch that if you're really interested. It's gonna be in the description. He doesn't upload to his channel anymore, but he does stream League of Legends on his Twitch, which I don't know if that's worse or better than DL's PvP, to be honest. Fear also hosted some PvP tournaments, which yeah, believe it or not, Dying Light's PvP scene did have tournaments. He still does make mods for DL. Well, the most recent one is DL2, but he's like hardly even there though. It's nothing crazy like how it was back then. And I don't blame him, the game's in a shit state. Spinoza was an OG Dying Light player that would consistently upload PvP videos. However, what made him so special is that he was the one that pioneered, or was probably even the first person to start doing no HUD videos in these PvP matches. He was really known for it, because before him, nobody has ever done it. It was a really impractical thing, and well, PvP wasn't as much of a shit show with all the exploits and everything it was like it is today.
Oh my gosh, uh-oh, that's not good.
Oh shit. Oh, you both got. Oh! What?
And so people just thought like, why would I take off the HUD when shit? But not only did Spinoza show that it was possible to still win through game sense and skill, it was actually a very cinematic thing to look at. Spinoza's channel just did a whole rebrand. God knows what the fuck I'm looking at because I can't even read this. All of his DL stuff is gone. Like, you can't even go to his playlist tab anymore to see him unlisted. You can't. He just completely got rid of them. The only trace of his legacy that's left is people uploading their matches against him on their channel. Viscans was a OG Dying Light player that would primarily upload PvP content. He had a very laid back and chill attitude and would also interact with his community pretty often. He left a positive impact in the community even though despite how shitty and toxic it could be. I already made a whole separate video about him because that's how Well, I guess special you could say he was. But a little update I want to make regarding that video. He came back, well, he came back to announce his quitting, okay? And not only is that, you know, it sucks, but it was uploaded on my fucking birthday. Spider Games was like Colossal Kiwi in a sense that he was one of the biggest content creators in the Dying Light community, but as in Colossal Kiwi would do everything in between, Spider Games would mostly focus on the PvP aspect of the game. Spider Games has left such a big impact in the PvP community. To this day, some of the stuff he showed is still meta in the PvP community. He was one of the first people to do community montages too, and PvP tournaments. But however though, he ended up stopping DL content and moved over to the Fallout community, and it was actually doing pretty well for his channel too. But then he stopped with that, came back to DL again, except this time he was doing PvE content. And then after a little bit of that, he just stopped. He does have a second channel that he uploads to, called A New Spider Games Plus, which focuses more on Fallout than DL. However, it only has 5 videos on it at the making of this recording, so it's not even like, yeah. John the Chief was like Spider Games' right-hand man, the Tahir to his rise. He would do pretty much everything, whether it be PvP or PvE. John was actually the first person to pioneer the whole Crane is the Night Hunter theory that you hear all over the community. It's because of him, he was the first person to upload that video and everything, that we all suspect that. Anyways, but John, he ended up quitting the DL community and moving over to Fallout. He did come back for DL2 for a bit, but then he stopped even that and moved over to Dead Island 2. You know, he's just basically branching out to everything, but he hardly even uploads anymore. Blazybit would focus on the PvP side of the game, and I remember I would watch this guy a lot. He was also one of the first people to upload tips and tricks videos for PvP. However, he stopped with Dying Light and now focuses more into coding. But, however though, if you go to his playlist tabs, you can see all of his unlisted DL videos. There is one montage I was really obsessed with and I would watch over and over again. And looking back at it now, not only is it just filled with GP spamming, but the music is pretty ass. I don't even know how I was into it to begin with. EMBear was someone who came from nothing to something, with the base of his channel being Dying Light. He did mostly everything, right? But really honed into the PvE side of the game, so you could really tell the money was coming in for him. Especially to see how his channel is now. Probably even owns like 50 Bugattis right now. That, and also you gotta keep in mind how early he was doing this in. There was hardly any big DL YouTubers at the time, let alone people just focusing and making the type of content he was on the game. He did end up branching out from DL and moving on to other games, which did work out. He did come back for DL2 for a bit. However, his last upload was 3 years ago. Slender Dan would make videos mostly focused on Dying Light custom maps. And it was pretty nice because there was hardly anyone that would focus on that aspect of the game. Even to this day, there's barely anyone focusing on custom maps. He did once try to get EMBear's attention to make a collab with him. In the end, it didn't work out, nothing happened. However, Slender Dan has a pretty depressing ending. Because of the depression he got from losing his dad, he hasn't uploaded in years now. Ragi was a PvP player, and pretty much only that. Now, I'm gonna be honest and come out and say that I never watched this guy, okay? I never found it interesting to see his videos, I guess. And that's not to say that he's bad or anything. I couldn't get into it, I guess you could say. The only video I've really ever seen from him was this one right here. but that's pretty much it. I guess if I had to narrow it down, it's because I'm a PvP player and what he uploads is just raw, unedited PvP footage. So I pretty much just go through every day or whenever I play just what he uploads. If I'm honest, I actually just don't watch PvP content in DL. I also know that just because I haven't watched him doesn't mean that he's not a nobody. Like all of my friends or the rest of the community talks about him a lot, that they would watch him while I guess getting into the PvP community. So he has helped and inspired other people. But for me, I just, it's not for me. And he was a very OG player. His last video was from like 7 years ago. I knew who he was. I've heard him all over the place in the PvP community. It's obvious that this guy left his mark. And by reading his recent comments that he left a couple months ago, the reason he left isn't entirely confirmed, but according to speculation, some of the stuff he has said, I guess he left because the state of the Dying Light PvP community is just such a shit show. Fuck, dude, I don't blame him. If you played PvP or if you know anything about it, honestly, it's just so toxic and it sucks. All right, the fucking golden years are 2015 all the way to 2017.
Yeah, that tackle fucked him up. And dead. I don't give a fuck. You got money to fucking spit thing.
Yeah, we're gonna get crashed.
Do you ever did it back with that?
I do.
You haven't been disconnected, which is fun. I got crashed.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Dr. Purrington would do very chill and casual live commentaries over his Dying Light PvP matches, and it was in a very early state when barely anyone played PvP. The best way I can compare him to is like Star and Germa during their live TF2 days. And he also got this very nice personality, this very kind persona, like this dude would not even hurt a fly, let alone an air molecule. But for all we know, this guy could be the next DBD killer. But anyways, there was this one time where Techland was hosting a PvP competition with the hashtag Hunt by Night. And not only did Dr. Purrington get #1, but he was also the only honorable mention that they did. I don't really think the competition in this was that fierce. There's also a video of him clipping on me back when I used to play on PS4. My username was Dishonored Soul 35. This dates back to middle school, and when I saw this, okay, originally I used to think that I played PvP starting late 2015 to early 2016. But when I saw the date of that video, well, I ended up just clipping my live reaction because fuck, dude, I feel old now. So I was playing it a month later after the game came out. What? He very rarely, occasionally uploads on his YouTube channel. He mostly just streams now. This is the one. Y'all might think I'm the biggest glazer after this one, but without this guy, him, Dying Light may not even exist, okay? Everything you know about Dying Light, you can thank it because of this guy. He's been there ever since he started, let alone he's been there even before Dying Light came out and just became this thing. He saw it all shape into the way it was and even molded it into the way it is now. This guy can just literally be God, okay? I can't stress it enough. Get it fucking drilled in your head. And for those of you that don't know who he is, or maybe by some weird ass chance never heard who he was, then that's probably because it's just my alt account, my YouTube account that I made when I was in middle school before I came up with NoviX. So yeah, this is just me. This is a little troll one. I am not showing what the fuck is on there. It's mostly still just Dying Light. However, this was back on PS4. You can hear my prepubescent voice. It is so cringe to me. Oh my god. Okay, I'll give you a little snippet. But it's only gonna be very quick. Only because you've managed to watch it this far, I guess. Alright.
I have Black Ops 3, Dying Light. You can expect a lot of Dying Light for sure. I really love that game.
Fuck off. That is all you're getting, okay? Even on a good day, that was too much. And watching that shit again made me realize that my voice hardly changed as well, man. Fuck. Fucking hell, dude. It's just... oh, whatever. Anyways, I'm just gonna end it here now. That's pretty much everyone I wanted to mention. Well, that's a lie. I wanted to mention more, but I feel like the rest would just be honorable mentions, and they probably haven't even left that big of an impact. Or I just... anyway, that sounds... fuck, that sounds rude. But basically, that's just pretty much... I don't know how to end it, alright? Bye. Fucking my middle school one is giving me whiplash. I'm out.